This little top is interesting. As quiet as a cook, moving like a slap on the forehead. That's right. This issue is about Tongdo EDC's first Euro product. Her name is Coco. It is about 52 millimeters long and 19 millimeters wide, about 8 millimeters thick with an outer diameter of 22 millimeters for competitors. Two materials are available for the first time. The calcium alloy weighs about 32 grams. Stainless steel weighs about 54 grams. This size and weight can easily serve as your personal companion. Let's first take a look at its rotational effect. What was just shown was the effect of adding nothing to Nirvana. Completely steady and unshaken. As a minimalist gyroscope, stability is the most fundamental. Here's a quick explanation. Some newbies confuse dough with death flip. When the spinning top rotates, you can use your finger to support it horizontally to look at the naked eye. There was no shaking at all. Your fingers don't feel any trembling. This is what we call refined. But if you pinch it with your fingers and swing quickly to the left, the spinning top will give your fingers a counterattack. The faster the swing, the more obvious the counterattack. At the same time, the spinning speed of the gyroscope also drops rapidly. This is what we call the death flip. This is especially evident on two-leaf spinning tops. Many fans of two-leaf spinning tops. It's all about the feel of death flip. Here, it's not just the physics principle of conservation of angular momentum. If you want to know the details, after this video of the old blacksmith for science education. First, let's look at the overall exterior design. The language is very simple, with a solid surface first, then washed. Then it is sandblasted and can withstand a magnifying glass's close inspection. The advantage of not finding residual blade pattern spray kills is that it's friendly to sweaty hands. It doesn't slip, doesn't pick up fingerprints, and combined with this round of chamfering, it helps your fingers apply more force when they fluctuate. The center of the main body is also rounded with a diameter matching the lock for hydration. When rotated this way, the visual effect of the center column appears very unified and harmonious. Next, let's see. I highly recommend the unscrewed locking structure. The integrated central column is not cut corners at all. The main body uses a two-shell structure, secured by 4 screws. If you look later, you'll notice 2 tiny fiber columns working together with grooves. Further enhances the stability of the connection between the 2 shells, minimizing the number of frames required. Round beads can be placed in the empty slots on both sides of the building. Fill it with magnetic 8-balls or oval-shaped beans. In fact, it is within the leaves. The origin of bead-placing spinning tops can be traced back abroad. The brand Hawkgoggins is also known as the lightning pearl. Of course, there are also many beaded spinning tops in China. These traditional beaded spinning tops exert their power at the very moment. Under the influence of centrifugal force, the primordial child, when colliding with the main body, it can also mimic the so-called inward shell feel. But when forced to stop, it lacks the feeling of getting armor down. We can't just focus on takeoff and ignore landing, right? In response, Cocadra added these 2 magnets. It's truly a match of genius paired with a magnetic bucker ball. This allows you to fully experience the impact of opening and silicon backing. It will make you repeatedly swing and stop, very addicted. So what seems like a small innovation can greatly improve things. The fun of playing with it is the first highlight. The second highlight is that its bearings use internal ball double. The difference between the cage and this ordinary single cage bearing lies in this. This type of axle has a smaller frame capacity. When turning, the gyroscope provides more direct feedback to the fingers. The third highlight is that the tolerances of these 2 shells are very well controlled. After tightening the screws, you can clamp the bearing to simulate the feel of a shadow bearing. This not only meets the feel requirements of film bearing enthusiasts, it also saves new players from buying a switch remover. Then there's the hassle of applying adhesive to fix the bearings. It was considered that both sides were taken care of. So since the core highlight of this gyroscope is experience the repeated impact of the internal buckball. So when it comes to optional suggestions, I suggest you just buy 2 luminous capsules. After installing the brass capsule, it didn't significantly improve the feel in hand. And once the leaves are filled, it looks a bit plain. It is no different from a conventional 2-leaf spinning top. If conditions allow, it is recommended to buy 2 titanium alloy products. Place 8 balls, stainless steel. Fong Yeguang capsules and Tongdo are DEDEC sub-brands. From the perspective of establishing expenses, the amount is unlimited with no VIP spot sales. It seems that, on the path of industry conscience, the giant formation is not alone. After all, the industry is now in chaos. Many brands are still using the futures opening and closing model from a few years ago. Some even dare to sell just a single picture. Actually, let's put ourselves in their shoes. If I were from Shuli in the early days, I wouldn't have any money. The first or even the second product, futures trading, can be understood, but some old labels that have been around for several years have already made quite a bit of money. Currently, the issuance is still driven by futures. Let players pay first. They do not bear any financial risks themselves. This is a bit hard to justify. In my view, old brands still rely on futures to operate. It is a very shameful act. Or it means you have no money, or it shows you lack confidence in the product. Then you don't have money, and I have no confidence. Why act like an assistant, act like a boss, act like a big boss? Do you really think people in this circle are foolish, rich, and highly inclusive? Remember this phrase when playing below. Every time you make a purchase, you're voting for the circle you want. Why have I promoted the Matrix so many times in my previous videos? Because that's the circle I want. The vast majority of China's 1.4 billion people have never heard of the EDC version of the drama, not to mention getting hands-on with them, so it's a huge blue ocean market. Reasonable pricing combined with excellent products is the key to standing out. Only then can you live longer. Once again, I also advise all assistants. Look a bit further ahead. Don't just stare blindly at these patches of land in front of you every day, just looking at the small number of people in the circle, circulating and reposting the circle by agencies. If we want to keep growing in a positive cycle, it's not just me who dares to speak the truth. Instead, it requires everyone to work together to make the cake bigger. I also hope that more brands like Tongdo BPMOS will emerge in the future. Check social recommendations for Gu Huayu to move forward. Remember to like, comment, and share. See you next time.